The war between inline-fours and twin-cylinder engines seems endless. Which is better, which is more reliable, which is more eco-friendly, and which is more powerful? These are the questions everyone rages about. But there's an outlier in the slew of conventional engines: inline triple engines. Not many manufacturers produce three-cylinder motorcycles. The first that comes to mind is Triumph, followed by Yamaha and MV Agusta. And that's about it. Three-cylinder engines are excellent because the three pistons equalize momentum across the crankshaft, making the engine rev up faster. Three-cylinder engines are smoother than a twin, more compact than an inline-four, and offer excellent mid-range. Plus, the characterful sound of an inline triple engine never goes unnoticed. So why are they so rare? The short answer is that they are a bit of a compromise between parallel twins and inline-fours and shake a lot compared to an inline-four. What may seem like the best of both worlds ends up becoming a compromise for many purists. But that doesn't mean inline triples or three-cylinder engines can't hold their own against their rivals. These engines can be really powerful too, and these 10 motorcycles prove it. Here's the 10 most powerful three-cylinder motorcycles ever. Number 10, 2024 Yamaha MT-09 SP. Fresh off the pan, the 2024 Yamaha MT-09 SP is a sizzling street fighter that still retains its friendly yet brash nature, but now offers top-shelf components like Brembo Stylema monoblock calipers and KYB Öhlins suspension setup. Plus, the design is no longer as polarizing as before and has max power output of 117 horsepower at 10,000 RPM. But the heart of the bike is a powerful CP3 engine with a cross-plane crankshaft, known for its linear power delivery and a punchy mid-range. While we haven't ridden the MT-09 SP yet, the claimed power figures already put this bike on the most powerful three-cylinder motorcycle stable. Model highlights: an advanced electronics suite including traction control, slide control, wheelie control, brake control, and backslip regulator. Race-derived KYB Öhlins suspension, fully adjustable along with Brembo Stylema brake calipers. The minimalist yet edgy design doesn't look as Transformer-ish as it used to on the older models. Here's the performance specifications of 2024 Yamaha MT-09 SP. Number 9, 2023 Triumph Street Triple 765 RS. Some might say the Street Triple was always perfect and didn't need any updates. But Triumph delivered nonetheless with the 2023 Street Triple 765 RS. And thanks to the brand's Moto2 know-how, the motorcycle has become even better with a max power output of 121 horsepower at 11,750 RPM. No wonder this bike won the MCN Sports Naked of the Year 2023 award. The focus here is the Moto2-derived inline triple engine that has excellent power delivery and brisk acceleration, making this bike one of the most powerful three-cylinder motorcycles ever produced. But our favorite features of the bike are the telepathic chassis and friendly ergonomics. It's a proper race bike with a handlebar. Model highlights: it's a through-and-through track weapon, especially considering its race-proven chassis and engine, top-spec components like Brembo Stylema monoblock calipers, Showa Öhlins suspension, and gullwing swing arm. Plenty of rider aids, including cornering ABS, cornering traction control, front-wheel lift control, and riding modes. Here's the performance specifications of 2023 Triumph Street Triple 765 RS. Number 8, 2024 MV Agusta LXP Orioli. You don't always see adventure bikes in a list of the most powerful bikes, but when the engine is as rare as an inline triple, even some ADVs get to steal the spotlight, and the MV Agusta LXP Orioli is one of them. This full-size luxury AV, as MV Agusta describes it, takes inspiration from the Dakar bikes of yesteryears and is even named after the Dakar legend Eddie Orioli. This is a limited production ADV that promises great things, right from its top-spec components, a dedicated kit, comprehensive electronics suite, and a lively inline triple engine. Unfortunately, we may never see a full production version of this bike, given the recent deal between MV Agusta and KTM. Model highlights: standard equipment includes adjustable seat height, Orioli's signature, side panniers, racing skid plate, Takasago Excel tubeless spoked rims, and aux lights. The electronics package includes 4 riding modes: traction control, front lift control, adjustable engine brake, ABS, rear wheel lift mitigation, and advanced cruise control. Top-spec Brembo Stylema brake calipers and beefy Sachs suspension. Here's the performance specifications of 2024 MV Agusta LXP Orioli. Number 7, 2006 Triumph Daytona 675R. The venerable Triumph Daytona, perhaps the best supersport ever produced, is sorely missed by sports bike enthusiasts even today. This supersport featured a powerful inline triple engine hung in a legendary chassis that's still in use in modern street triples. The result was a gorgeous sports bike that handled unlike anything else on the market and offered a pure supersport experience. Of course, this isn't an everyday bike, the ergonomics are aggressive, but take it on a racetrack and this bike will give you an experience that's sometimes better than modern supersports and superbikes with its max power output of 126 horsepower. This is the kind of motorcycle that encourages you to push harder and harder while helping you become a much better rider. And in its 675R Avatar, not only is it more capable than its predecessors, but also much easier to ride. Model highlights. Not enough things can be said about the handling of this bike. It's quick, agile, and predictable. Top-spec Brembo brakes and Öhlins suspension move the bike's limits way above most bikers. It's cheap in the used market and one of the best ways to experience a supersport rush. Here's the performance specifications of 2006 Triumph Daytona 675R. Number 6, 2004 Benelli TNT 1130. Benelli no longer has the street cred it once did, but when it did, it produced some excellent motorcycles, and the TNT 1130 is one of them. Funky looks and side-mounted radiators aside, this Italian street fighter is one of the best of the segment, known for its powerful engine and an intoxicating exhaust note. When it was released, the TNT 1130 was one of the best motorcycles for hooning around on back roads or popping wheelies in parking lots, but the bike is much more capable than it seems, thanks to its torquey inline triple engine and an agile chassis. It still packs a punch, but reliability can be a hit or a miss. Model highlights, one of the best exhaust notes ever. A balanced ride quality that's equally composed and agile, depending on the riding situation, reassuring Brembo brakes. Here's the performance specifications of 2004 Benelli TNT 1130. Number 5, 2003 Benelli Tornado Tre 900. The second Benelli on the list is just as unconventional design-wise as the TNT 1130, but oozes capability where it matters the most with max power output of 133 horsepower. The motorcycle's ergonomics are aggressive, and the suspension is best suited for smooth roads, but the engine feels at home everywhere. The inline triple engine produces plenty of power and torque throughout the rev range to keep you happy on the streets and excited on the racetrack. What holds this bike behind is the build quality. It's miles behind its closest rival, the Aprilia RSV 1000 Mille, and that's already a low bar to meet. But hey, at least the bike sounds incredible. Model highlights, the Marzocchi forks and Extreme Tech Shock offer a stable ride. Bum-up, head-down ergonomics are apt for a racetrack. The slipper clutch smooths out awkward downshifts. Here's the performance specifications of 2003 Benelli Tornado Tre 900. Number 4, 1997 Triumph Daytona 955i. We usually regard the Daytona as a supersport, but Triumph also produced a much bigger variant some time ago, the Daytona 950i. This quick motorcycle was as agile as a superbike could get in the last 90s, but what held it back was its performance. Its top-end power wasn't on par with its Japanese rivals at the time. That aside, the inline triple is still fast enough for most people, and what compensates for it is the rich character of the engine. It's a breeze to ride, and, might we say, the motorcycle is gorgeous. Model highlights. A highly capable motorcycle, and you'll have to push it really hard to find flaws. The suspension is stable even on bumpy city roads. Superb brakes that almost stop on a dime. Here's the performance specifications of 1997 Triumph Daytona 955i. Number 3, 2023 MV Agusta F3R. MV Agusta F3RR is one of the few remaining supersport flag bearers, and this is easily the most beautiful of the lot. The design is based on the 3-decade-old F4 Flyline, but comes with some nifty modern upgrades, which make the bike look more aggressive and in line with modern times, with max power output of 147 horsepower at 13,000 RPM. It's not like the F4 looks old, though. Apart from the design, what stands out is the combination of the chassis, suspension, and fueling, which give this bike a dramatic yet race-ready character. Speaking of which, the engine is smooth and free revving, and apart from some reliability concerns, it won't leave you asking for more. Model highlights, the most polished F3 ever. It's surprisingly friendly for the streets thanks to roomier ergonomics, smooth fueling, and cruise control. The aerodynamic forged carbon fairings create a downforce of 17.6 pounds at 149 mph to prevent wheelies and stabilize high-speed handling. Here's the performance specifications of 2023 MVV Agusta F3RR. Number 2, 2023 Triumph Rocket 3R. The Triumph Rocket 3R is big on everything: performance, engine size, wheel size, and much more. This power cruiser features the largest engine in any production bike, which is an inline triple, producing mind-blowing torque and power output. It's a quick motorcycle, and unlike other cruisers, this one doesn't feel lazy in any regard with a max power output of 165 horsepower at 6,000 RPM. It's already ready to pounce. What is more impressive about the Rocket 3R is its handling. It's a large proportioned motorcycle that still feels nimble and flickable, leans into corners well, and holds the line without wandering off onto the shoulders. It's a pulse-raising bike, and you'll walk away impressed every time you ride it. Model highlights. Showa suspension is adjustable and gives this bike an excellent, yet somewhat stiff ride quality. It's a muscular bike with an immense road presence. Forget the horsepower, look at the torque figures. It'll give you a whiplash every time you twist the throttle. Here's the performance specifications of 2023 Triumph Rocket 3R. Before we reveal our number 1 spot, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. And for our number 1 spot, 2023 Triumph Speed Triple 1200 RS. The Rocket 3 may have the biggest engine, but the most powerful 3-cylinder motorcycle is the Speed Triple 1200 RS, which is essentially a street triple with a much rowdier engine with max power output of 180 horsepower at 10,750 RPM. This Super Naked has too much power, to say the least, for the streets, and the same goes for the suspension, which feels too stiff for everyday use. But take this bike on the track, and you'll be outpacing even some super bikes if you get the techniques right. The engine is way punchier than you'd expect. It rushes off the line like it's being chased by a grizzly bear. The handling is as sharp as ever since it's a slightly tweaked Daytona chassis, and the stiff suspension feels right on the track. As for braking, how strong are your triceps? There are many Super Nakeds on the market, but this is better than most. Model highlights. It's the lightest speed triple ever. Premium components include fully adjustable Öhlins suspension, Brembo Stylema calipers, and Metzeler Racetech RR tires. It gets plenty of tech to keep the rubber side down, including cornering traction control, cornering ABS, front wheel lift control, bidirectional quick shifter, and riding modes. Here's the performance specifications of 2023 Triumph Speed Triple 1200 RS. Thank you for watching.